The Buick Enclave was first introduced back in April 11, 2007 as a 2008 model and served as a replacement for three outgoing Buicks, the Rendezvous, the Rainier, and the Terraza vehicles. The design was partially based on the Buick Centieme concept that was shown at the 2003 North American International Auto Show in Detroit, Michigan. Running for 3 generations, the Enclave has always been a 3-row crossover, with a major redesign on April 11, 2017, exactly 10 years after the first generation release. A mid-cycle refresh happened in 2022, with the full redesign coming for the 2025 model year. Just 2 days shy of exactly 17 years after the first generation and 7 years after the second generation, the third generation Enclave was unveiled on April 9, 2024, with 3 available trim levels: the base level Preferred, the touring-oriented Sport Touring, and the luxury level Avenir. All are available in either front-wheel drive or all-wheel drive, are based on the GM VSS-S platform, shared with the GMC Acadia and Chevrolet Traverse. The Enclave is built at the GM Lansing Delta Township Assembly Plant in Lansing, Michigan, and ours was produced in July of 2024. Hey everyone, in today's latest episode of the in-depth walk-around review series, we are taking a look at something very nice today. It is the 2025 Buick Enclave. It is all new for the 2025 model year. It's been extensively redesigned inside and out. And today's review is going to be a full in-depth review of this car. We're going to cover everything from the exterior to the interior, powertrain, performance, fuel economy, and everything else in between. Now, they are available in a plethora of trim levels and drivetrain options. This one happens to be the ST, or the Sport Touring. It is front-wheel drive. It is painted in the absolutely stunning Moonstone Gray Metallic, and it does feature the ebony leatherette interior. Now, I do have full pricing on screen, and a full options list is in the description box below, so make sure you go ahead and check that out, because this vehicle is very nicely equipped, and at around $54,000, not too terribly priced for what it is either. While all-wheel drive is available as an option, our Enclave is front-wheel drive. The all-wheel drive system adds $2,000, which may be worth it depending on your location. The only available engine is the all-aluminum turbocharged intercooled spark ignition direct injection 2.5-liter dual overhead cam 16-valve inline 4-cylinder engine. This engine creates 328 horsepower at 5,500 RPM and 326 pound-feet of torque at 3,500 RPM. While there are not a lot of specs out as of current, we estimate that performance will be similar to that of the outgoing Enclaves. That is 0 to 60 miles per hour in around 6.1 seconds. 0 to 100 miles per hour can come around at about 17.2 seconds. And more importantly, the weight ratings. The 2025 Enclave has a gross vehicle weight rating of 6,173 pounds and a curb weight of around 4,600 pounds. It can tow a maximum trailer weight of 5,000 pounds and has a maximum payload capacity of 1,555 pounds. While the all-wheel drive Enclaves have a 21.7 U.S. gallon fuel capacity, the front-wheel drive Enclaves have a smaller 19.4 U.S. gallon fuel capacity. They consume 4.3 gallons per 100 miles driven and feature an estimated total driving range of around 446 miles. EPA fuel economies are 20 miles per gallon in the city, 27 miles per gallon on the highway, and a combined average of 23 miles per gallon. The sole available transmission is electronically controlled 8-speed automatic with a steering column-mounted Mercedes-Benz style shift lever. Operation is easy and also includes manual shift paddles on the steering wheel and driver adjustable drive modes. Steering is electrically controlled vehicle speed sensitive variable rate rack and pinion with 3.1 turns lock to lock. The previous generation sported a 38.7-foot turning circle with the increased exterior dimensions. While specs have yet to be disclosed, the turning circle is expected to be higher than before. Wheels are part of the Sport Touring package and are the 20 by 8 inch machined aluminums with black painted accents and are shot in 255/55 R20 Continental Cross Contact LX20 Eco Plus tires. Brakes are 4-wheel disc brakes and are assisted by ABS, traction control, and supplemented by a host of safety features, including but not limited to forward collision alert, front pedestrian and bicycle braking, reverse automatic braking, and enhanced intersection automatic emergency braking. Now, as we walk along the rear of the vehicle, now, like in all my videos, I want to cover it in depth, but just take a look at it. It looks very nice, very cohesive back here. I love the gloss black trim, the smoked black tail lamps. Just everything looks really, really good back here. Alrighty, now taking a look around the rear of the all-new Enclave. Very nice, distinctive, thin LED lighting with a straight band that goes across the width of the tailgate is the highlight of the rear end styling. Now on this car, because it's an ST model, the Sport Touring, in place of chrome, you've actually got this gloss black bezel all the way around the window trim, around the mirror housings, on the roof rails, and you have the gloss black down here and the wheel arches as well. Finishes off into the front and rear bumper appliques. It looks really, really good, especially with this moonstone silver and the gloss black trim back here to the rear spoiler, the rear window surround, all that kind of stuff. And it kind of draws your eye down to the rear tail light housing. One really cool feature is this standout logo here. It's the new Buick logo, and it's part of your side marker light. It's really bright red when it's lit up. And of course, the rest of the tail lights have this really nice light pipe effect to it. That strip goes all the way across the entire width of the tail. And of course, we have the segments here that illuminate for your turn indicators and your brake lights. Now, this doesn't actually have any kind of like special flashing for the actual turn signals. It flashes just that way. Down below, red reflectors. In the inset part, you do have high intensity reverse lights. We've also got reverse parking sensors. We've also got dual exhaust outlets down below. This does have the trailer tow package, so your hitch and everything is behind that fascia there. And of course, you have your license plate, rear camera washer back here. In addition, we do have the Buick insignia here, the all-new Buick logo here, and the Enclave logo right here. Overall, just a really nice rear end styling for a really nice crossover 3-row SUV. Now we're going to walk along the profile of the vehicle, and of course on screen I'll have the exterior dimensions on here so you can kind of visualize the measurements of this vehicle. Overall, I think the proportions are very good for here. Alright, now as we walk along the front, just like we did in the rear and just like we do in all of our videos, we're going to cover the front end styling in depth. But just take a look at it. The Buicks of today are nothing like they were of yesteryear. They're much more aggressive, much more European inspired. Overall, I think the new Buicks look really, really good, and I really think Buick is starting to make a change in its heritage and its direction. All right, now up front is where I really think the new Enclave really shines. Now these new Buicks are really aggressive in their styling. They don't look a whole lot like everything else on the road. They just have a very sleek, very chiseled and aggressive front fascia, very unlike the traditional Buicks that we know of from the past, but still looks very, very good. As I shown in the rear portion, gloss black mirrors. The mirrors also house cameras. You've also got side marker repeaters, nice sculpted aluminum hood with a lot of different faceting there. Comes into your driving lights here. It does say Buick up in this area here. It is a light pipe that shines all the way across the length of it. It is orange right now for the indicators, but it also turns white for your driving light. And down here we do have LED lighting in the headlights, gloss black bezels, and we have a dual LED element here. Looks really, really cool. Kind of like reminds me of the old Cherokee when it first came out. They put the driving lights up top and the headlights down here. Anyway, The gloss black applique goes into this huge mesh style front grille. Very aggressive. It does have the front facing camera. You do have the new Buick logo up front. The ST for sport touring down here. And your lower appliques, front parking sensors. And for the Super Cruise, that's the radar for the adaptive cruise control. And that is the front end styling of the Buick Enclave. All right, now as of course, with the price point of this vehicle, remote start is standard equipment, as it's been on GMs for a long time. To operate is very simple. We're going to lock the vehicle, then double press the remote start button on the key fob. And just like that, starts right up. All right, now before we get inside, let's take a look at our key fob. What we have is a pretty traditional GM key for this era. Nice feel in the hand, has a good weight to it, but it is plastic. Does have a chrome bezel, does have the new Buick logo in the back. And as we flip to the front, we have lock, unlock, remote start, liftgate release, and panic alarm. Now you can unlock and lock the vehicle with the remote, or you can just approach the vehicle. Now, it does have a smart key access system, so by keeping the key fob in your purse or pocket, you're able to lock and unlock the vehicle doors. To do so, just locate the silver button on the door handle. That'll automatically lock the vehicle. To unlock, simply press that button again. And when you open the door, you're greeted to a very stylish, very beautiful new interior. All new materials, all new design. Traditional to GM. We have a nice large curved display that wraps the entirety of about half the dash width. It is one cohesive screen. It's not two different screens that are modulated. We're going to go over that in detail. But as you can see, there's no seams or anything. And part of it's touchscreen and part of it's not. I'm not really sure how they do that. It's just in the software. Let's go ahead and take a look at the door panels real quick. The door panels have a nice look to them. Nice soft touch materials, accent stitching, this really cool textured aluminum finish, satin aluminum here that goes into the door pulls, power door locks, your power mirror controls, mirror fold away, window controls, padded armrest, another satin stainless steel band here, this really interesting textured finish here. It's a soft touch material, and that creates a dividing point to the rest of the door panel that's hard plastic. But you do have nice deep mat pockets, bottle holder, liftgate release here, the speaker housing for the Bose premium audio system, which brings us to the front of the driver's side dash. Up here we have some stitching that goes along this portion of the dash top. That same textured aluminum finish frames up the top portion of the adjustable air vent, and you have a gloss black trim here, satin silver, that interesting textured material along this side of the air vent. Coming down, parking brake, your drive mode select, auto hold, auto start stop feature, and your instrument panel brightness and dim. Moving down, nothing really in the way of here because there is a neat airbag in here. You do have your hood release here, and just two pedals because of course this vehicle is an automatic transmission. The pedals are not adjustable, however. This lever here will adjust your tilt and telescoping steering wheel manually. And we do have 8-way power driver seat with 4-way adjustable lumbar supports. We do have a textured brushed titanium look entry plate. Does have this nice black line with the ST logo finishing it off. Looks really good. And let's go ahead and take a look at the seats. Now the seats are very comfortable. They are supportive. It is a perforated leatherette material, so not real leather. It does have this gray, the sky gray or cool gray accent stitching along the headrest. It is embroidered with the ST logo. Have this really cool perforation design into the seat back. They are not ventilated seats, but they are heated. That grippy texture here, and you have the cool gray piping along the edge of the seats. Just overall, just a really nice design touch. And with that being said, let's take a look at the rest of the interior. All right, now we're inside. We're going to pan through the interior and show more details. As you can see here, electrically assisted power steering on a nice thick rim steering wheel. It does have this gloss black portion up here that is part of GM's Super Cruise. That is all the indicator lights and all that kind of stuff that lets the driver know the status, and of course just drive controls. There's a really cool 3-spoke steering wheel, a very small circular airbag cover with the new Buick logos in the center, satin silver trim all along the spokes for accents and stuff like that. But I do like the nice thick rim. You do have a flat bottom steering wheel design, very sporty actually. And over here we do have a multitude of controls on the left hand side. These are mostly cruise control, so cruise control, resume and set, accelerate, deaccelerate. This button here is your voice command and Bluetooth. This right here, the L, that button puts it in low mode for low gear. This is your gap adjust for your adaptive cruise control, and this is Super Cruise right here. You have to have your adaptive cruise on to turn the Super Cruise on, but it essentially makes it self-driving on approved interstates. Over here we have volume up and down, seek and scan, phone controls, menu select, heated steering wheel button here, audio, and you can actually throw your map up onto your screen. That's a great feature, and it integrates into your speedometer here. You still retain all your other gauges. Really cool feature here. Just shows different menus in the display. We're just going to keep it on this basic one here. This right here is the I meter here for your Super Cruise. And this is the first portion of the really nice panoramic curved display in this vehicle. And it's just a very classic look. It has a really nice calming background, time, temperature, date. You have your compass here, your odometer, RPMs. This is your speedometer here. This is your traffic and lane keep assist kind of stuff, fuel gauge, your miles to empty here, Prindle, all your seatbelt monitors, audio, and then over here we have multitude of vehicle controls here. This controls our touchscreen portion, and right now we have the Google Maps activated, and as you can see, very nice, very reactive to pinch, to zoom, swipe and drag, all that kind of stuff. It is all Google, so you have Google Assistant, all that kind of stuff. Of course, we also have Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, all that kind of stuff as well. It does have 5G connectivity. And the home, we can access the Play Store, the Google Assistant, your vehicle status. And the vehicle status is pretty cool. You have maintenance reminders. You can turn your gauges on here, and it shows your transmission temperature, coolant temperature, oil, battery voltage, oil pressure. Really nice feature to have. Trip A and Trip B, of course. And our air quality monitor.
I found this on the web.
Just shows all the different air qualities through the cabin filter. Then, of course, we can go into music, all that kind of stuff, Sirius XM satellite radio, Google News, Google Podcast, Maps, phone control here, different vehicle settings, so dome light, cameras, auto high beam, all that kind of stuff. And then on this page here, we have the Wi-Fi hotspot, audio, maps, all that kind of stuff. My Buick control, vehicle controls. And then, of course, placing the vehicle in reverse does activate a multitude of cameras. So we have a top-down 360-degree view. We've also got a rear view, adaptive guidelines. Standard, you do the overhead, the side views, and your hitch view. And you can switch it to the front camera, standard, overhead, and your side views. Down here, we have other vehicle controls, lighting controls, all that kind of stuff. I'm not a big fan of having lighting controls in the touchscreen. I think it needs to have its own thing, but who am I? Anyway, moving down, we've also got climate controls here. You can also bring up your climate controls into your touchscreen here by pressing climate, and it will show a detailed view of like panel distribution, fan speed, temperature, all that kind of stuff. You can turn the rear seat on, and then of course you can also do startup settings. So it's a pretty cool system. On and off, these really nice neural toggle switches. You can turn auto, up and down your temperature for the driver and passenger, fan speed up and down, max front defroster, rear defroster, 2 air vents down here, start stop here, Down here you have a USB Type A and Type C charge port. A floating console here that has the same stainless steel trim, wireless charge pad. This here is your audio system volume and power. This little storage tray here, gloss black piano trim all over the place to attract all kinds of fingerprints and dust, and nice large cup holders. You have a nice vinyl padded center armrest. It is split in two with this really cool textured finish like you find on the doors and dash. It does open up to reveal some storage and hidden storage underneath. Very nice deep well down there. So there you go. That's the front portion of the interior of the new Enclave. Go over some other stuff here. We do not have the mirror camera. We just have an automatic dim and rearview mirror. Overhead console displays your passenger airbag status, your four-way flashers, OnStar and SOS, and then of course you have overhead LED reading lights, and you've also got integrated sunglasses holders as well. Sun visors are cloth covered. They are padded. They offer nice coverage. They do open up to reveal illuminated vanity mirrors, and of course the sun visors swing and slide out on extension rails. In addition, you have height adjustable seat belts and dampened overhead assist handles. Alright, now as we look in the rear seats, we're going to open up the door. It's a very nice wide opening door, and of course this vehicle has 3 rows of seats. So let's go ahead and take a look at the third row first. As you can see, nice wide entry to the area, and to access the third row is very easy. Just lift up here. It'll unlatch the entire seat, so you can leave your car seat installed. Slides completely forward, allowing very easy entry and exit to the third row seat. Third row seat is a 60/40 split folding seat with height adjustable head restraints on all passenger seating areas. 3-point belts, of course. You've also got overhead air ventilation, overhead LED lighting. Inside the rear trim panels, you do have storage, cup holders, USB Type-C charge ports, perforated inserts on the vinyl back here. Windows, of course. Now this vehicle is not equipped with sunroof, so we don't have any kind of natural lighting inside. But there you go. That is the third row seat of the new Enclave. Alright, now that we're out of the third row, let's take a look at the second row. Open the door again. And inside we find nice, spacious, fully adjustable twin bucket seats. Nice amount of room. Take a quick look at the door panels. Just like up front, door panels are styled very similarly with the same materials, accent stitching, textured aluminum finish, satin silver door pulls, power window switches, padded armrest, cool textured material here, map holder or storage bin, Bose audio system. Surprisingly, we've also got the same ST tread plate as well, which is a really nice touch for back here. Alright, taking a really quick look at the rear seats. As stated before, they have the captain's chairs back here. They are fully adjustable fore and aft, and of course recline. They do have the ST logo embroidered in the head restraints. The same perforated leatherette and accent stitching, all that kind of stuff. You've also got adjustable armrest for the central part, but there's no center console or anything like that. And these rear seats are not heated or anything like that. So this car does not have the heated seats back here, but you do have an entry assist handle, overhead LED lighting, overhead roof mounted air vents down up here. In the center console, you have nice large cup holders, and this vehicle does have rear climate control, so we can adjust fan speed, we can adjust the temperature here, we can adjust the mode, and we can turn it to auto. In addition, down here, we have a provision, but we don't have a spot for a household style AC outlet, but we do have 2 USB Type-C charge ports and a little tray here. In addition, we have seat back mat pockets in the backs of both front seats. so there are several ways you can open the lift gate. On the driver's side door by the speaker, you can press the lift gate release button here. The second way to open it is right underneath the Buick logo, right around where the camera is. There's a membrane switch. You can kind of see it right here. That switch will also open up the rear lift gate, or you can just double press the key fob button here and it will automatically open for you. And what we find here is actually a pretty decently sized cargo area. It's not overly huge, but it is a nice load flat floor back here. And it's a decent amount of space considering that this vehicle does have 3 rows of seats, and all rows of seats have decent leg room. So you're actually rewarded with a pretty nice package back here. We've also got 2 tie down hooks. We have a 12-volt power point. We have provisions for privacy covers, top tether and anchors for your child seats. And of course we have 2 more tie down hooks over here. And underneath the floor, we have an additional deep well storage down here. And it looks like underneath this panel is your compact spare tire with your jack and tools, which is a nice feature as well. Front license plate mounting bracket is right there. Now this vehicle is not equipped with any kind of power folding seats. So if you do want to fold the seats down, you're going to have to do it by yourself. The easiest way to do it is just by pulling this tether here. It'll release the head restraints and it'll also unlock the seat back. And you just push that seat back forward. And as you can see, they do fold flat. Same thing with over here. And just like that, you have even more cargo space. Now to fold the second row seats is a little bit different. To do so, we're going to have to actually go around to the seats themselves because there's no buttons back here or anything like that. So let's go ahead and walk over there and fold those seats down. It's the same on both sides. You're just going to, the seat back recline lever, you're just going to lift that up and that's going to fold those seats down. All right, now that we have all of our seats folded, as you can see, a tremendous amount of cargo space in this vehicle. All the seats fold flat and flush up against each other. The only downfall is because of the bucket seats, you do have a large, sizable gap, but it will fit a nice large piece of plywood back here without any issues at all. And of course, your center third row seat belt mounts in the ceiling, so it's completely out of the way. To lift the seats back up, you're just going to have to reach in the car, pull the loops, pull your seats back up, and reset your headrest. Just like that. To close the lift gate, press the button in the trim panel. All right, and there we have it, the 2025 Buick Enclave. We hope you found the review informative, and if you did, please comment down below. Also, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe. Check out our Facebook page at facebook.com/neighborhoodcarreviews and our Instagram channel at BrentsoJ1. And of course, as always, thanks for watching.